Good morning, everyone, or afternoon or evening, whatever time you're watching. Thank you for joining me at Coffee with Granny. And I don't guess I've ever told you my name, but my name is Jacqueline. And I'm 80 years old and proud of it. I thank the good Lord for letting me live that long. And I like to share with you past memories so we can keep those memories going. And so much of what I remember is a part of history because I lived it. And so I want to reminisce today about November the 22nd, 1963. If you lived during that time, you remember that date. It registers right away. And for something to be so predominant and so memorable in our minds, you know it was quite traumatic. And it was. So I want you to remember now where you was that day, the day that JFK was assassinated. And I want to set the tone for you and go back to those days. Those days were nothing like they are today. We didn't have a lot of crime. It was very, very rare that we had something happen. And honestly, people were still good people. I know they're still good people, but it's getting few and far between. But November the 22nd, when JFK was assassinated, I graduated in May of 63, and I had started working in a grocery store in the office. And I'm 18 years old, would have been 19 in February. And I went to the City Drug Store on downtown Main Street, Dalhart, Texas, to get something. I don't remember what I was in there for. And all of a sudden, it was just chaos in that store. And I thought, what? Everybody looked so scared and frightened. And I just, then all of a sudden somebody says, "Did y'all hear? Did you hear?" And no, I hadn't heard. And I thought, I just couldn't imagine what was going on. And he said, "Someone just shot the president." Well, see, at that time, we weren't told that he was dead. And I remember I couldn't wait to get out of there to go see what I could see on the TV. I think I was on my lunch break. So now visualize this. Oh, I didn't show you my cup of coffee. We'll talk about that later. Back then, we did not have the TV as our main source of news. Now, I know that's hard for y'all to believe now, but we read the newspaper for news and we listened to the radio. But honestly, people they were not stuck to it in front of a TV. The TV was used for entertainment mainly in the evenings. The whole family sat around and watched the Ed Sullivan Show or shows like that. You did not have constant news. Well, I was absolutely gravitated to that TV for 5 days. I could not believe what I was seeing. And at the time, I did not realize what this one event would do to our country, because it changed it permanently. That if you didn't live it during that time, it's hard for you to understand, I'm sure. But during 1963, the Vietnam War was going on. and the hippie movement had started. Well, when JFK was assassinated, it was as if everyone in the United States lost their trust of the government and of mankind. We most of America did not believe what we were being told about the murder, and it was just a time where so much chaos was going on. The Vietnam War intensified. The hippie movement started shaming the veterans and turned on them, and the whole nation turned on the veterans in the Vietnam War. And it just changed everything. And then the civil rights movement started. So you've got the assassination, the Vietnam War, the hippie movement, the civil rights movement, all going on at the same time, and it was such chaos. It started this bad 60s, and nothing good came out of the 60s. I mean, as far as the way it changed America, I can't think of anything good from it all. But we lost our innocence and we lost our trust. And it was just a very difficult time to live in, but at the time you're 18 years old and you're not focused on the news. After I got over the initial shock of it all, I got married and raised a family and didn't think about things like that much during my young married life. But I just want you to realize, if you didn't live then, how things were so different and so innocent and good, and man took care of their neighbors, and it was just a whole different ball of wax. And it's hard to visualize nowadays, I know, but it was that way at one time. So I want you to tell me in your comments where you were. Don't tell me I wasn't even thought of then. I'm talking about those that lived during this time. I'd love to hear. I know that you remember where you were. That's just an event. I remember her, Jacqueline Kennedy's pink suit. I remember her pillbox hat. I remember those two precious little children at the funeral. I remember that little boy saluting his daddy's coffin. It just was ingrained in our minds, and it's something we will never forget. So that's it for this week. Now, next week, I want to talk to you about let's do something to break the mold, or let's do something to break the rut. Time's running out, folks. So let's talk about it next week, okay? So until we meet again, God bless.